Test, test, test. Test 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Fans, and welcome to Truelove's Pizza and Grits Thursday night preview on ColumbiaLionsFootball.com. An hour-long discussion of Columbia Central football live from Truelove's Pizza and Grits on Riverside Drive. Now, here are your hosts,
and Eddie Bobo. We are live from Truelove Pizza and Grits on Riverside Drive. Tonight is a night of first. This is our first show from the new Lions Den in Truelove's. The first night we're live on CPWS Columbia TNTV, and we have a new first-year head coach, Jason Hoth. Glenn and Kathy Truelove have guys done a really exceptional job on fixing up the inside of the new Lions Den here, and it's a real special area for us to do our podcast for the entire season, and we could not be more appreciative. The old sign that used to hang outside Central, I think Glenn got his pickup truck and went behind Roger's back behind the school and brought it into the restaurant. It looks really good here at Truelove's. There's memorabilia up.
Help.
Huh?
He had some help.
Oh, did he have some help? Okay.
But he left 2 pizzas.
And and we have some special presentations coming up too, and that is also extra special. Again, I'm gonna bring in my sidekick Eddie Bobo. Hey, Eddie Bobo, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
We are back for our 3rd year doing this.
Yep, and I'm more than happy to do it.
So am I. It's going to be a good show.
Looking forward to seeing what we can do this year on the field of play, and with the new coach.
Yeah.
And the jamboree, if that's any indication, I saw some real good spots. Saw some spots we needed improving on, but all in all, we did a fairly good job.
Yeah, I was overall pleased with the jamboree. Definitely, like you said, saw a lot of good things, a lot of things that definitely needed to work on. Those are some of the things we focused on this week in practice, so hopefully some of that's cleaned up this week.
Yeah, main thing, I'd like to see a little more protection of the quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree. I always want to make sure you have your quarterbacks protected for sure.
Right.
Got 2 kids that can throw the ball pretty well, so if we can give them some time, they can sling it around.
Oh, yeah.
We got plenty of time all night to talk about football. First of all, we got Roger White, principal of Central High School, in tonight. And Roger wanted to bring you in to talk about the first couple of 3-4 weeks that we've had of the new Central High School being open?
Well, I get chill bumps every time you say that because it is impressive. These gentlemen sitting to my right can tell you more about it probably. I'm a little biased, I guess. And it's had its, little things, little quirks here and there that we've got to take care of. But it's a beautiful building. There's still 1,300 kids that don't have a clue where they're going sometimes, along with 100 adults. And but it is an impressive building, and when it's all said and done, it'll be a special building for our community.
The guys really did a nice job of kind of mixing the old Central High School that was down on West 7th with a new modern 2016 building.
I'm looking at the picture right now from the old Central High School, and that flagpole's got to be in about the exact same location the flagpole is right now. And there are a lot of similarities, as you'll see. And even on the inside of the building, you see those arches that are in the hallways and so forth to remind us of that barrel-shaped roof that makes up the gym. They did an excellent job of taking some of the old and putting it in the new.
Well, I can tell you some of those hallways were infamous for paddlings in those days.
My parents have told me a few of those stories.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Memories.
Yeah. But how's it been getting kids in and out? I mean, we've got lunch thing where juniors and seniors are going out.
We have what we're trying to do is basically keep the 10th through 12th graders separated from the freshmen.
Right.
We're trying to do work on some special curriculum ideas for the 9th grade, so they're eating by themselves. It has been difficult, and it started off difficult, but I think our plan is in place now, and it's rolling. We're getting kids.
Just little
We're getting students in and out quicker at lunch now,
right,
and with plenty of time to spare. With the addition of letting the juniors leave campus to eat lunch, that's taken a few kids out of the building that we don't have to worry about feeding. So that's gotten better. It's still not it's not going to be perfect until that new cafeteria is ready, and that new cafeteria will be ready in late February. So then we'll be able to do a few more things with that schedule. But it has. A lot of people thought when we first went into the auditorium that the slant of the auditorium would be difficult, and food would roll off and things of that nature. We've not had that problem, and in fact, we seat the entire freshman class in there for lunch. So it's been beneficial to us for them eating by themselves and getting them basically trained and ready for the big building.
You should see the frowns on the faces of some of the teachers that are in there when the lunch bell rings and they bring out the yellow rope. And
well, I know Coach Merle's worried about the gym floor, and I'd be worried about the gym floor too. But I remind Coach Merle that late February, March, he has 2 brand new gym floors to look forward to. So it's just a short term process. Yeah, I've seen the look on his face. Yeah. I don't blame him.
While he's out there scraping.
He's been out there scraping a couple of times. You're right.
But overall, everything going great out there.
It is. When you've got the faculty I've got and the students that we have, they make life easy. And I had told everybody this would be the most difficult year.
Right.
It's a good thing, but some of that hard part will end, of course, in late February when the cafeteria is built. So.
All right, good deal. New band director, Trevor Baxter.
Oh, Trevor's outstanding. He's Central blood. He knows purple and gold, and he has been a big asset to that program already. The numbers have already started to come up, which is what needs to happen. And of course, now standing right next to him is one of the most passionate teachers or former band directors out there, and Connie has been a huge help.
I have spent 8 years straight with Connie Cathy.
Connie Cathy came in that first day and she went and ran with it. And next thing I know, our numbers are up, and we're going to do everything we can to convince her to stay around a little longer, I hope.
Yeah.
So to keep things going. But Trevor's been a huge asset, and the kids love him, teachers love him, and we're glad he's back in Columbia.
It's going to be fun listening on Friday nights to what the band does in the stands.
Well, he's all about that too. He wants to be a spirited band, which is great. The show is impressive. The music that they're playing is extremely hard, and the drill is extremely hard. And that's a big change probably from what we've had the past 2 or 3 years.
It is, but Trevor will do a great job.
Oh, he'll do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
He did phenomenal things down in Georgia when he was down that way. So
He took real small bands down there and then made them powerhouses.
he did. That's correct.
So
That's correct.
I'm looking for that, and that's what I told him when I saw him the other day. I said, I'm expecting big things out of you,
Yeah,
my
he's
man.
a good one. He's a good one.
My son, who is producer for Columbia TNTV, was in the drum line during the 2001 Contest of Champions that they won. So he and Trevor have a real good rapport with each other. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, what was fun this summer is to see so many former alumni show up to help.
Right.
And that means a lot that those group of parents and former band members can come out and support us because we all can use the help. We know that. And but they had a great summer camp, and they're ready to go.
Good deal. Bring TJ Brown. Come here, TJ. We got to do a presentation here, which I'm going to have to let him borrow my microphone. We'll talk back and forth on my mic. How about that? Will that work? At least I hope it'll work. In these situations, you never really know. TJ Brown, how you doing, friend?
All right, Dan, how are you?
Doing all right. It's kind of a meeting of the press box in here because Eddie's my spotter on one side, and TJ's my spotter on the other.
Yeah.
All right, now you brought something special for the folks at Truelove tonight.
What would that be?
Well, that'd be hanging on the wall over here.
That's exactly right. Well, they got in contact with Heather and wanted to know if they could have a jersey, and we said definitely. They could have it as long as they wanted, and when they were done with it, we'd just like to have it back. So, yeah, we were glad to do it. They do a lot for us. With the golf tournament every year, they sponsor a hole every year for us. So we were grateful to do it.
So when you come into to Truelove's back here in the Lions Den, you can look up on the wall right next to the Central High School sign that Glenn Truelove actually put in the back of his pickup truck by himself late one night after midnight. And you can see the Dylan Rabior number 25 jersey and the stuff that goes in the box. You were his stepdad, and we all know the story behind that and the state championship in 2010. And that's just a nice way to remember Dylan.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it really is. We're really grateful for everything the community's done for us and the football team, and so it's just we're glad to be able to give back every year to that and do whatever we can.
Well, we both know this other guy who has taken over as let's see, what do you call it? Now he's responsible for a lot of things, but really in charge of nothing. Vance Ballou.
Yeah, really think a lot of Vance.
But Vance is taking over as the what would you call it, Vance? Now you get you real close into your microphone too. That's the reason we have the feedback. We got to get close to the mic.
I think officially it's called not in charge of anything.
Okay. But it's good to have you back around the football program again.
It is. I've enjoyed it. Being back involved in the program, just a thrill, and one of the biggest thrills, get to see all the people. Jamboree Friday night, I saw about a dozen former players that came out to watch the game, and that was without even getting to the stands. So that's one of the greatest joys to me, see those guys, and we hope those numbers continue to grow. We have hundreds of former players in the stands on Friday nights.
And of course, it took you about, what was it, 10 minutes to learn how to work that new scoreboard?
Yeah. Well, I actually had some basketball experience at that when I was at Cox, so that helped out a little bit.
Okay. But he had to put on a set of Walmart reading glasses.
Always got to have those.
No doubt about it. Jason, what did we take away from the Jamboree the other night?
Well, going into the Jamboree, a couple things. You don't want to be overly confident in how well you do, or not as confident by not doing good at all. I think we were kind of somewhere in between. We did a lot of good things. We saw a lot of things we need to improve on. Which, like I said earlier, we focused a lot on improving on some of those things in practice this week. But offensively, kind of tell we're going to throw the ball around a little bit, try to use our passing game to set up the run game. Defensively, we want to be aggressive, trying to get 11 has to the football every time. and just having a new attitude about our team, just a high intensity and energetic, and I think we saw that Friday night, so hopefully that'll continue on this week.
Disastrous, I think, was the word you used for practice on Monday.
Yeah, it was. But
does that normally fall after you've had a win like you had Friday night, and all of a sudden they come in Monday and they feel like they don't do what they need to do?
Right. I think that has something to do with it too. And plus, Mondays are hard days. I think it's hard for teenagers to refocus after a Saturday and Sunday break. And we came in Monday, we practiced, and we didn't get as much done as we wanted to do. And we let them know that after practice, and we came out Tuesday and had a better day. So that's kind of practices. You're gonna be up and down. You're gonna have good days and bad days, and we try to preach to these kids the more consistent days we have of good practices, we're going to see those results more on Friday nights.
I know the kids that came over after practice to the Jamboree, not Jamboree, but the freshman game the other night. We have a lot of guys that come over, and they support the freshman team.
Right.
They weren't grumbling as badly as they did Monday.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know they probably got wore out a little bit Monday after practice. We had to do a little conditioning just to try to get ourselves in game shape. And try to let them know that some of this running, needs to happen just so we can play 4 quarters. Because, like I said, the Jamboree is only two quarters, and we were getting kind of gassed there near the end. So we had to, run a little bit more to try to prepare ourselves for this week.
Right.
So,
Eddie?
Yeah, it's like I said, we were watching the Jamboree unfold before us the other night, and I'm gonna tell you that Williamson boy, he's got an arm.
He does.
He that first pass he threw was a bullet. If the guy had actually put his hands on it, I don't know if he'd have broke them or what, because that thing was moving on.
Yeah, Drew does a good job. He does a good job sitting in the pocket and delivering good passes and pretty accurate with the ball. So I'm excited to see what he can do this year.
But I also like the mobility of the other quarterback.
Right.
And so you kind of got the two-headed serpent there.
We do. That's usually one of the questions I face a lot. Who's starting quarterback or who's playing quarterback? And I simply say we got 2 quarterbacks, and they're both outstanding athletes. They're both good ball players, and they're both going to play. I know when Drew's in at quarterback, we moved Darian out to receiver because he can run some good routes. He can catch the ball, and he can be dangerous when the ball's in his hands. And he's coming well. Of course, he was our freshman quarterback last year, so.
Right.
And we gave him an equal opportunity just like everybody else, and he's performed well. So I've been pleased with both of our quarterbacks, and right now we're just rotating them in, and if one of them get a hot hand, we might leave them in.
There you go.
All right. How is it having Vance kind of back would you look at him as a mentor, because you're on his staff for quite some time before you exited us and went to Mount Pleasant?
Right.
2 years.
Well, I will tell you this. I don't care what he says. He's probably worked as hard as I had the last 4 weeks. I've probably given him some kind of job to do every single day of the week. Or I'll catch him. I'll come down there during 4th block and say, hey, this is going on, or this kid's been at it, or take this kid off. But he's done an outstanding job. I know he's learning just like I am, and he's my right-hand guy to go to. Of course, I was fortunate. Coach Blue gave me my first coaching job, so I had an opportunity to coach under him for 4 years and watch how to run a program successfully. So a lot of what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to model after what I've done, what I've seen Coach Blue do. So.
All right, let me ask you this. You go through the interview process to become head coach of the Central High Lions.
Yes, sir.
At what point did you go home and go, what did I just do? What just happened?
I think when I walked out. But it was a fun process, Every time I get a chance to sit down and talk football with different groups of people and let them know how I feel about football and what my philosophies are, I enjoy it. I love the game. I love Columbia. It's my first teaching job too, and like Mr. White was saying earlier about the new school, I'll tell you what, it is really awesome teaching in a room that's brand new. It's just a breath of fresh air to be in the school every day, so I'm excited about it.
Well, then you look at your resume from your coaching to college. You're like Mr. All Everything.
Not anymore. I wasn't. I'm not near as athletic as I feel like I once was. I jogged up to practice today, and I said, I'm gonna get some water. I need a water break already, just from running up the hill to practice. But I've been fortunate to have a lot of good people around me growing up, all the way through from playing sports to being around good coaches and being around good guys in college. So I've been blessed to learn a lot from a lot of good people. So
good deal. Excellent. Head coach Jason Hoth for his first year as the commander of the ship for Columbia Central High. We'll see what happens on Friday night. As we travel to Giles County, game time is 7 o'clock there. And get there early, get a good seat, because we want everybody to be there supporting our Lions. If this is any indication in here, crowd-wise.
This is good.
Yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. We like this.
Now, Giles County is one of those teams that usually starts strong first part of the year and then kind of falls off. But that's exactly what we've done the last 2 years ourselves.
I mean, last year we started out 3-1, then ended up finishing 3-7. Giles got a new coach. They got their former head coach, Coach Connor, back. Who took them to a state championship.
Right.
Around the same time we won ours. So he's coming back from being in school in Alabama, and so I know he's done a good job. Watching a little bit of film on them, they do a lot of good things. They got some good ball players, good quarterback can throw the ball around, some receivers who can catch it and are dangerous, a good hard running back. So they've definitely got some weapons. So it'll be a really good challenge for us tomorrow night.
All right.
Kudos to Coach Ballou, who's been working very hard on season tickets. Are they still available for our home games?
They are. We've got 77 season tickets still available, so we want to sell them all tonight if possible.
Look at this. He comes complete with a sales form.
Got it right here.
That's right.
For whoever wants one. $40 for reserved seats, $30 for general admission, and $20 for a parking pass. And they can look up my email on the school website or call the school, and we'll be glad to get those tickets out to them before next Friday night's kickoff, first home game.
That'll be against Dixon County.
Yes, it will. 7 o'clock kickoff.
Okay. And by the way, for everybody listening, we are not going to Franklin County this year. We are not going to Lincoln County. They're coming to us.
That's right.
Our JV and freshmen will be going to Lincoln County.
Thank you. I just don't want to have to make the trek down there. You have to want to go there to get there.
Right.
They do. Anything else, Principal White or Coach Blue, you guys want to add? Because we'll cut you guys loose, and if you want to go, and we'll sit here and talk football.
Well, I'll go first if I can.
Sure.
Yeah, I think everyone can see how well-spoken Jason is, and I think that's one of his assets that led him to this job and why he was chosen. But along with that, he has excellent football knowledge and has the work ethic, has worked very hard. Our kids have worked very hard. He's done an outstanding job of leading our program already through the preseason, through the adjustments of the summer of going from our old school and then having no power for a month and then making the transition into the new school. Handled all that so well, and the transitions that we had as we started up with the new school. So I'm very proud to be at Central High School at this moment and for to watch all the excellent things that our football staff and kids have already done.
I'm just fortunate to have these two guys in my building. I talk about the other 98 teachers in our building, and it's just an outstanding staff and faculty to begin with. But, Coach Blue said something there that a lot of people don't know, and that is the football team went a whole month without electricity, without power, without air, and not once did I hear a complaint. And they found a way to make it work, and that's what's impressive to me. Sometimes you're going to get those barriers along the way, and they'll have barriers throughout this football season, I'm sure. But it's how they handle it, and I've already seen good things about that, and I'm just thankful that I'm blessed that I've got these two in my building.
Well, for all the folks who went to Central High School, you don't realize that you guys are actually a work in progress every day.
We are.
You've got the central building, but then you've got all the other buildings that are being built now.
We're still utilizing every single building on that site right now, and until February, In fact, the gym is going to come down probably the first week in March. So we're going to start tearing down and start building some more even during the school year. So we still got a good year and a half to go to get all this done. But it's fun. It's demanding. We've got curveballs here and there, and we try to hit them the best we can. And which, as you know, curveballs are hard to hit. But we just do the best we can. And again, because our faculty and staff and our students, they help make it easy.
And for anybody who does not know, they are in Phase 2 right now.
That's correct. Phase 2 is the building of a kitchen, a cafeteria, a main gym, and an auxiliary gym, all under one roof. Then the cafeteria comes late February, gyms come early March, and then we start tearing down the rest or the remaining part, except the band room.
In location to where it is now, will the gymnasium be where it is, or is it going to be moved?
No, the gymnasium is actually in the parking lot that was behind the cafeteria. That area just outside the gym.
Yeah.
That's where the new gym will be. So it's being moved over a little bit, I guess you could say. But it'd be kind of fun because we're going to actually have 4 gyms at one time.
Will they all be usable?
Yeah, for just a little bit. For just a little bit. When they told me that the gym may come down the first week of March, I kind of thought, when's the last home basketball game?
That's right.
So if we're fortunate, maybe we play the last home game in the old gym and then play the district tournament, region tournament game in the new gym. We'll see.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Would be.
Then try to figure out the parking at that point.
Oh well, then it gets ugly parking wise. It does. There's some things we gotta
say hello to shuttles from Maury County Park.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes, sir.
That'd be great. Listen, we appreciate you guys coming in and giving us an update on Central High School and of course bands for you and the season tickets and the ticket sales going on and. We're going to sit here and talk a little football, and appreciate you guys coming in.
Good.
We have no commercial break, so we're on TV, on YouTube, so y'all are going to have to slip out, and Eddie and I will sit here and talk, or TJ and I will sit here and talk while y'all do that real quick.
Well, Dan, thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
You do an outstanding job. I love to hear that voice every Friday night.
Thank you.
And I don't think we could have anybody better doing it.
I appreciate
Excellent.
that. I really do. I thank you.
Now, Coach Oath, we need you to stay.
Yeah, I was going to stay. These guys get out.
Thank you, Vance. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, TJ. Let's talk about the golf tournament. We have the Dylan Rabior Memorial Golf Tournament that comes up every
Tough job.
yes in April, right?
Yes, towards the end of April.
And we have at the last count last year. How many sponsors do we have?
Last year, I believe we had close to, I want to say about 35 whole sponsors. Really outstanding. It's grown every year since we've started, and I'm really pleased with the way things are going. Really pleased with the help that we get every year from you and Vance and Tina and Dave and Francisco and Jeannie and. We're just very happy.
Heather's mom and dad.
Yeah, Heather's mom and dad. That's right. Thank you.
I think Ray's listening, but
Can't forget about the family there. But
we're all family, you know that.
but just very pleased with the way it's going, and hope it stays that way for a long time.
And we are, or you guys, I should say. I say we, us being the family, but it's a good thing that we can give two $2,000 scholarships to two seniors every year.
Absolutely. Very grateful to be able to do that. Like I said before, with all the help that the football team give us, and our time of need, it's makes us feel good to do something like that. Not only that, while I'm here, and for everybody that's listening, we not only give scholarships away, we like to help families that are in need themselves of that might have a child or any kind of family member that has cancer, this or that. If they want to touch out, reach out to us and let us know if they need help or this or that. That's definitely something else we like to do as well. So,
all right, man. You gonna stick around a while?
I'll be here for a little bit. Probably eat a little pizza and wings, and I'll check back with him.
Now, in case anybody wants to know, Heather could not be here. She is with Kelsey, her daughter, out in Colorado.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll be headed there Sunday, so we'll be there this next week, be able to spend a little time with her, and it's always nice to be able to do that.
It's a good deal, man. Appreciate you coming.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, Eddie, who we got sitting over there?
Well, we got, of course, a head coach, and he's got a couple of his assistants here. Let's
Introduce him.
introduce them here.
All right. My mic on? Y'all hear me? Yeah. All right. To my left here is Coach Tom White, our new defensive coordinator from Brighton, Tennessee, which is just outside of Memphis. And then next to Coach T is our Coach David Davis, our offensive coordinator. So these are the guys who really matter because they're the ones calling the plays on Friday nights.
Yeah, but you're the one who gets the blame on Saturday morning.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I'll say, why'd you call that? Because, they're talking to me about that.
Yeah. What were you thinking, Coach?
But, these guys have done an exceptional job so far. Coach Davis, this is his third year in the program as part of our Columbia Lions team. This is his, was it your fourth year?
It's fourth year.
Fourth year. Third year being the offensive coordinator, though. He does a good job, with our offense and getting them prepared and making sure that we're using the tools we have on offense to the best we can. Coach D's had a tough job because he got hired in right at the end of school year, somewhere middle of the summer. So he's had a big job of coming in and installing his defense. I think he's done a good job with that. We run a 4-2-5 defense with a lot of different concepts in the secondary. A lot of that stuff we've kind of adopted from University of Alabama. So we're running some stuff that they run at the college level, and our kids are picking it up day by day, and they're doing a good job of getting it ready. And both these guys bring a lot of energy to practice, a lot of excitement, and that's what we need right now. So I'm excited about having them on staff and about where our team is going to go this year with them.
Good deal. Coach Davis, what are you seeing so far?
You talking about as in with our team?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Up to this point through the Jamboree.
Well, at first, when we started off at camp, we kind of started off a little slow, so we kind of took back a little bit and kind of simplified a lot of things for offense. And I see that we have a lot of speed that we can utilize on that field. And the one key factor that we need to do is find a way to get the ball in space and let the guys who are athletic make plays happen. So guys have caught on to it. They've really been excited about it. I think they're ready for tomorrow night to see what happens.
Are there some players during the summer and during practice that you've seen that may have started off in one position but they need to be somewhere else?
Oh yeah, definitely. One of those factors is we have a kid who we put him in one position, and then we noticed we gotta find a way to get him on the field no matter what.
Right.
And so he actually has learned two positions, and he'll be playing one series, and he'll be playing the other position next series. So it's gonna be exciting to see, and he's a young kid, and we can't wait to watch him play.
Coach Hoth, numbers-wise, where are we standing compared to years past?
Obviously, you always want to see your numbers improve. I think they've improved from last year. We're probably sitting in the upper 70s, but that's freshmen through seniors, so we want to see those numbers ideally get closer to 90 to 100. 25 per class is kind of what we're looking to go towards in the future. But I'm pleased with where we're at right now. We've incorporated our freshmen a little bit more in the practice schemes than we have in the past. And also our freshmen will be dressing out on Friday nights with us. So I'm excited about that. It gives them some varsity experience, not necessarily in the games, but just the atmosphere and just so they can see the intensity of it. So hopefully, with some of the things we're doing, keeping them involved in practice and more involved in the program, hopefully those numbers will continue to grow over the next few years.
It's not a bad concept of adding freshmen, because I do remember a number 30 Tredarius Goff that started as a freshman.
You're right. Of course, Tredarius is a special player.
No doubt.
Obviously, he was a 4-year starter at Columbia, was the offensive and defensive MVP in the 2010 state championship game, and went on and one of the all-time leading tacklers at Tennessee Tech. So he had a phenomenal year. We do have one freshman I'm excited about, David Bailey. He's going to be starting on the defensive line for us this year. So we hadn't had a freshman starting in a long time. David's done a good job of coming up and learning the system, and Works hard in practice. He's got good speed, good footwork. So I'm excited about him, seeing what he can do.
Coach, only starting in midsummer. How hard is it to get the? I mean, since he was defensive coordinator last year,
yes, sir.
is for you to adapt your concept to all the kids.
Yes, sir. Well, Jason and I had to sit down and talk a lot early on. Obviously couldn't get here immediately, so we did a lot of talking on the phone. I'm sure his wife loved that at certain times.
He was just pointing out all my mistakes from last year.
Maybe 10, 15, and I'm calling him on the phone. Hey, I got this idea. We need to look at this. So it's been good, though. Coach Hoth and I, we have a lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same ideas that we want to accomplish.
Right.
And we've meshed well together, and I'm always indebted to him for bringing me on. Coach Dave's helped me out tremendously, because I'll call him and wake him up and probably make his wife mad too. I say, Dave, what would if I got in this set? What's the number one thing you don't want to see on defense? And so just kind of get his perspective from an OC standpoint, and he's helped me out a lot. So I'm around some good guys. I'm really excited.
And how have the kids taken to your new concept?
That's another story.
Might need to ask some of them that.
Yeah, they've taken it on well. It's not, too totally different what they did last year. It's very similar, little tweaks here and there. Not, same concept, not much different.
Right.
But they're coming on. They're coming on.
All right, good deal, Eddie.
Well, like I said, I'm excited to see what we actually do with the regular season. I see that we got a chance to really improve, and I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, we got a lot of speed that we need to get the ball in the proper guys' hands and let them make plays. And, and we got a gunslinger at quarterback, and the other one is mobile, and he also has an arm.
That's right.
I mean, he showed that too, so I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited too. Getting through that grind of June and July and seeing each other's faces every day. It gets tough. It's tough on them. It can be tough on the coaches too. So, getting to this week, I was excited that we finally got to prepare for a game, and felt good about this week of practice overall. I'm glad Fridays are finally here.
Well, and getting to hit somebody other than your teammate.
You're right.
That is exactly right.
So,
Coach Davis, what are you looking, or what do you see on your offensive line from last year? I mean, last year it was a little iffy, but this year you got some big fellas out there.
I do, and I really feel like we're a lot more athletic. I feel like we can do more with them as opposed to last year. Last year's guys, they big and strong. But I feel like this year's line, we can definitely move around a lot easier, and I like that. Especially when you're in a spread offense, you got to have line that can move around. If you're going to try to get the ball out in open space, they got to be able to run. And I think they've caught on to what we're trying to do, and I can't wait to see tomorrow night when things are on the field. I can't wait to see them just open up and play.
What do we see from Giles County that maybe you're concerned about?
I'm not really concerned any about Giles County because really and truly they don't do anything spectacular in my opinion that could stop us. It's only us that can stop us right now. If we do what we're capable of doing, nothing should bother us.
Coach, what about your defense?
Defensively, Giles County is very multiple. We've been watching film on them all week. I've been breaking them down. I think we had 40-something odd formations that they get in.
Bunch of formations.
They'll be in double tight power I, one play, and being nobody 3x2 wide receivers next play. They're very multiple. But in this system that we've installed, a lot of those questions on alignment and keys and reads, they kind of answer themselves. So we've had to play, go over a couple formations more than others. Make sure we know how to line up, make sure we know our keys and our reads and all of our calls. And like today, we did a great job. We went straight team today, and they got them all. I didn't have to tell anybody to make a call. I mean, they've been studying their scouting reports. They're studying. That huddle's amazing because when you tell a kid, hey, I can get on there and look at how much film you're watching, and it's either you watch film or you can stay after and run gassers, Watch your numbers go just like that. It's incredible. I'm telling you. So we use that as our advantage, but they're starting to. They got
motivation.
It. That's right.
That's right.
You got to motivate them one way or the other.
Yes,
Right.
That's just as good as any of them.
Yes, sir.
So we leave out. What time are you guys going down to Giles County tomorrow?
Plan is leaving around 4:15.
Okay.
That'll probably get us down there around 5:15, somewhere around there. We got to be off the field by 6:30. They were having their senior night tomorrow night. I know it's different being the first game of the year, having a senior night, but maybe he just wants to go ahead and get it out of the way and be done with it for the year. And so we're going to make sure we get down there early enough to where we can get a good warm up and be off the field in time. So.
Okay, good deal. Eddie, got anything?
Nope, not this time.
Oh, come on now. It's a live show, dude.
Yeah, I know. I've been looking at that camera there.
It's a little intimidating, but that's okay. You should see it from this side, this angle.
Well, we just celebrated one of our friends' 60th birthday the other night.
Yeah, Mike Mills.
And, he said that he started out the year making some resolutions. He said the first one was that he was going to lose 10 pounds. He said he only had 40 to go. I'm kind of in that boat myself. And we all know the camera adds weight to you.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about it because, unfortunately, I'm not on camera. Thank you very much. I'm just sitting here having a great time next to T.J. Brown.
How did you manage it?
It's just the way it happens. There's only a 120-degree angle on that camera, and I'm not within the 120 degrees. Coach, you want to bring some players in?
Yeah, we'll bring some players in here. I asked who all wanted to speak on the radio tonight. About 20 people raised their hand.
All right, good deal. We do thank Columbia TNTV for streaming this live on YouTube. So if you have parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles that want to see this later on, tell them to go to Columbia TNTV and on YouTube, and they'll be able to replay it. So it'll be archived.
And we want to thank Truelove's Pizza.
Oh, absolutely. Kathy and Glenn Truelove could not be any better hosts than they are. And pizza's fantastic, drinks are great, and we appreciate everything they do for us. So who are we going to bring over?
All right, I think we're going to bring over, first two players we'll bring over will be Mason Jobe and Cade Bowden. That'll be the first two we bring in. They're both in their seniors this year.
All right, good deal.
Both are starters right now, so.
Mason was a regular
in here.
on the
I like how you put that, Coach, right now.
Hey, every day we're competing for spots. So.
I hear you, man. Just because you're a senior don't mean you got a spot.
Well, it's good to see Mason. How you doing, bud?
I'm pretty good. How are you, sir?
Good. How's practice?
Going good. Just going in every day, getting the most we can out of every practice.
Ready to hit somebody else other than your own players?
Definitely. I get tired of hitting big guys like Andre and them every day. It's no fun.
Good deal. Coach, it's all yours. Talk to these guys.
All right. Well, we'll start with you want me to start? We'll start with Mason. Okay, Mason's had a little experience here before.
Scary.
Mason's been a 4-year player for us. He's one of our team captains this year. Does an outstanding job of being a team leader. You can always count on Mason coming in and working hard as he can every day. I've never had to question that ever. Mason's not as big as some of these other players, but he makes up for it in heart and effort. And, he's a very coachable kid, and as a high school football coach, you always want to have kids. And when you tell them to do something, they're going to do it. And, Mason's exactly that, and I'm excited to have him. He's starting right now at our stud position on defense, which is kind of like an outside linebacker position. Also reps at some tight end on offense. So, Mason, tell us about this week of practice and how we prepare for Giles County. How do you feel going into Friday night?
Monday we started off slow. Didn't have a great day on Monday. Definitely could have been a lot better. Tuesday we came out a little more up tempo. People were paying attention, getting stuff done, and knowing what we needed to do with our scouting reports and everything like that. And then we came out yesterday, kind of like a walkthrough day almost, where we really just go through and be sure that we know everything that we need to know. And today was in shells and thud, wrap up, even full contact at some points, just because you got to get the job done. But I definitely feel confident about it. I feel like the guys beside me are going to get the job done, and I'm going to do the job for them. So.
All right, tell us a little bit about adapting to Coach T's coaching style on defense. I know we talked about that earlier, so tell us a little bit about his coaching style.
If you're not good at taking, what do they call it?
Criticism.
Coaching. He means well, but he yells a lot. If you don't know how to take that, then it'll be tough for you to learn. But if you just try to take the message and understand what he's trying to get across to you, you know that he means the best for you.
You know, and that's what I like about Coach T is that he brings a lot of energy, and he's different than some of the other coaches. You know, all of our coaches coach in a different way. We all have a different style about us, and I think it's good to have on a team a mixture of all different styles of coaches. I don't yell as much, but when I do, I think they know I'm pretty upset about something. But, you know, Coach
that kind
T
of sets the pattern at first.
Right.
Where if you're not yelling,
right,
things are okay.
And I like the way Coach T coaches on defense. We need somebody that's going to be fiery and energetic and get after the kids and let them know, hey, what you did was wrong and it's not acceptable. So I know it's been something new that our kids have taken on this year. I think they've done that well. You know, I know Mason he'll get yelled at every now and then, but he'll go in and he'll correct his mistake and he'll do his job. So you know, fortunately, Mason's one of those kids. He understands the process and you know he can take it. So I'm not worried about it. All right, let's jump over here to Cade Bowden. Cade, this is his first year playing since I believe he was a freshman. Cade's been a baseball player at Columbia Central, plays catcher, does a good job for the baseball team, and we were excited to get him coming out for football this year. Got him out in summer workouts, and I'll tell you what, I was kind of worried. I was thinking, well, I bet this kid's going to be, you know, he's gonna be hurt by the end of the day, you know, because we were running 110s, and he came out there, and he ran every one of them just as, you know, good, if not better than the rest of the team. So he immediately impressed me just by being in shape and being a hard worker in the summer, and you know, he worked hard and developed himself into being one of our starting offensive linemen, and he rolls in a little bit of linebacker. So we're excited to have him as part of the team. So, Cade, tell us about your football experience so far at here at Central.
I really liked it so far. You know, it's different from baseball. It's a big transition and everything, but I'm really enjoying it. You know, it's a little bit more up tempo and, you know, it's just a different atmosphere, and I really like it. You know, like it's more of a family-oriented thing, and more of like a unit instead of, you know, individual, you know, players. But I really enjoy that aspect about it.
Well, tell us about you know, it's been a few years since you played football, and you know, now that we're in varsity football, just tell us a little bit about. Oh, he needs okay. Tell us a little bit about learning the offense and learning the defense. Was it a difficult task? Because I know that was we threw a lot at you, as we do everybody else. How was it that just processing everything?
Yeah, it was a little different. The offense was definitely a little bit harder to learn than the defense was, but you know, it took me a while to, you know, get used to it and get back in the swing of things. But you know, I think I progressed well and going to do well this season. So
you excited about tomorrow night being your first varsity football game participating in?
Without a doubt. You know, I'm pumped. I woke up hyped this morning. It's not even Friday morning. So.
Well, I'm excited about what both these guys bring to the table for our program. They're both good kids. They work hard. They're good ball players, and I know they'll do good things on Friday nights for us. So we're blessed to have them on part of our team.
We definitely want to keep this young man over here healthy this year.
I know. I told him you can't be diving after any passes this year. You know, we're not having shoulder pads. It's against the rules for him. So.
I told him first day of practice. I said, Coach, I'm not diving in practice. I told him.
Can't say I blame you.
Yeah.
That's right. Do we want to bring any more players on here tonight?
Absolutely. We got about 15 minutes left to go in our program for tonight, so we'll bring some folks over. Again, thanking Kathy and Glenn Truelove being our fine host and hostess for the evening and for the season, as a matter of fact, for Truelove's Pizza and Grits Thursday night preview presented by Columbia TNTV. And thank them for their YouTube channel. And we're live
Well, part of us are anyway.
Well, one of us isn't. One of us is over here in the in behind the camera. Thank you very much. That's just what we do.
All right, let's see who we got up here now. To my left, we got Drew Williamson, and next to him is Russell Wagner. So we'll start with Drew since you're next to me. Drew's a junior, number 15, one of our quarterbacks right now. He also plays some defensive end. Drew, talk through us about going through the process of summer, the workouts, and I know we mentioned earlier about not having any air conditioning or electricity during workouts. What was June like going through?
Let's see. What's the best way to put this? June was
like Hades.
It's pretty darn close to it. Let's see. Running and working out all throughout the summer and not having air conditioning. It was tough, but part of our program is overcoming adversity, and that's what we had to do. Is just get in our work and go as hard as we can, and despite everything not in our favor.
And good, like you said, we want to overcome adversity, and that was one of the things we did, and those kids took it in stride, and they just they did a good job of handling it throughout the summer. Drew, talk a little bit about, we changed our passing game up a little bit this year. We changed the system. How do you think that's progressed so far to this year?
I think it makes our passing game a lot easier, actually. It makes it easier on my part because there's less stuff that I have to memorize. It makes it easier for the receivers because they have to memorize less plays, and we just kind of go out there and we can really put in any kind of pattern that we want to run in terms of passing, and it's just a lot simpler for everybody to know what they're doing whenever it comes down to it.
Right. I know playing quarterback, is there one or two guys that kind of stand out as receivers that you want to look to their side at all?
I try my best to hit everybody that I can, but the guys that I've been playing with since middle school, TJ Bailey, Kenyante Davis whenever he's in there, Des Brooks, who I got to know pretty well freshman year, he's an outstanding ball player, and then our backup quarterback Darian, who has been playing some receiver a little bit, he's got some wheels and runs clean routes, and so it really opens up the passing game for me to hit everybody because we have so many different options that I can go to.
Right. All right, Russ, let's go over to you. Over here we have Russell Wagner, one of our offensive and defensive linemen. I know you're starting on the defensive line right now as well as the offensive line. So, Russ, tell us about Coach Davis a little bit. I know you're around him a lot during practice. What is it like getting coached by Coach Davis, his former offensive lineman at the University of Memphis?
I mean, he's a great coach. He's fun. It's fun to make him laugh. Like, he's the hardest person in the world to make laugh. So I think me and Drew Brooks, we try our best to make him laugh, and he just looks at us like.
Well, I know Drew probably succeeds every day in trying to make somebody laugh. I think he goes home and predetermines what he's going to say the next day in practice to get a crack out of some of the coaches. But what about under Coach T? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll skip that. We talked about Coach T a little bit. But tell us a little bit about Coach Rick Sykes and Coach Rodney Lockridge, your defensive line coaches. What's it like being down there as a defensive individual practices?
They both love football. Coach Sykes was out there. Just had knee surgery a month ago. He's out there in a sling, so you can tell he loves the game. Same for Coach Locke. They always have that fire on them, like, let's go. And they're really good teachers and coaches.
Good. Tell us a little bit about tomorrow night. What do you expect? How do you think the game is going to unfold? What do you expect from your position at the offensive defensive line standpoint? What's your mentality going into tomorrow night?
They're going to run a lot of formations on offense, so we got to be prepared for that. And offense, we got to execute our game plans, do our blocks, run our routes, and just put points up on the board.
Do you feel confident after this week of practice going in tomorrow night?
Yeah. Monday we had the rough day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we had 3 good days there. So
good. These guys are great ball players for us, good kids. They work hard. Do everything we ask them to do. And, we're fortunate to have them on our team, and I need more players like him. So.
Still go back to the term you used for Monday's practice when you said it was disastrous. what when you say something like that from a coach's standpoint, that's got to be.
It is.
I mean, that's a big word.
Yeah, disastrous
is a lot
big
of things.
I think it was one of those days. We were trying to get. Monday's a lot of mental work.
Right.
We try to teach a lot of what's going on, what we're going to see Friday night, offensively and defensively. And so a lot of times we do more talking than playing and showing things. And sometimes, if the focus isn't there, it's frustrating because, as coaching staff, we spend Saturday watching film and we spend 4 to 5 hours Sunday, getting our game plans together. So we come out with a lot of high expectations on Monday. And sometimes if those expectations aren't met, we can get a little irritated. But, I think we just weren't as focused on Monday as we would have liked. And we discussed that after practice Monday, but they responded well and came back Tuesday. We were more focused, and we had a better week of practice after that. So I think Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday probably made up for the bad day on Monday.
Once you explained it to them.
Right.
Wasn't any threats of gassers thrown in there, was it?
Yeah, every now and then you got to throw something in there. Just,
we can't go a day without threats of gassers.
Or up downs. We do up downs pretty regularly, though. So.
We actually hit 100 up downs before practice even started on Tuesday. So.
That was one of Coach Cartwright's favorite exercises.
Sure seems to be Coach T's.
Well, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right?
That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right, we got a couple more guys you want to talk to? We got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, we got guys raising their hands. So
all right, very good.
We'll bring them over here.
Very good.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, we'll bring those two over here.
All right. Game time on Friday night is 7 o'clock in Giles County. Our first home game at Lindsey Nelson Stadium will be next Friday night, and it'll be against old rival Dixon County. We've been playing them for a long time.
We've been playing Dixon County for a while. Love the tradition between Columbia and Dixon. Good ball games. I'm excited about that one too.
I think we've been playing them since 1776.
Well, now let's talk about Team 103.
I'm about to say we're the 103rd team. I don't know if we've been playing for 103 years, but one of the things when I got hired, I looked into it. I asked Marion Wilhoit. I said, "Hey, go back and if you don't mind, and see what the first year we played football was." And he dated it all the way back, and I counted all the years up, and we were the 103rd team. Because I figured maybe during some of the World War I to World War II that there might not have been a team, but we've been playing Central football all the way through. So it's kind of interesting to go through and see some of the teams they had played and some of the wins and losses that occurred. So. A lot of college teams do the team, whatever they are. So I thought that would be a good thing to incorporate into our program. We're the 103rd football team, and we want to leave a mark on Central football history. We want teams from the past to look at us and say, "Wow, they did a good job." We want to be a model for teams in the future. So we're Team 103 this year, and we're taking a lot of pride in that. And hopefully we can have a good start tomorrow night. But a couple more players I have with me here. Right to my left is number 6, the senior Andre Martin Jr. Starts both sides of the ball for us at running back and also at linebacker. Andre is one of our few returning starters from last season. We lost a bunch on both sides. He led our team in tackles last year. We had several. I think he had close to 90 tackles last year as a junior. An outstanding ball player on defense. He's aggressive. He's big and physical, reads his keys well. So I'm excited about him on offense. He's going to be more of our bruiser. Still wants to try to juke and jive on people, but I just tell him, "Guy mine, you just got to lower your pads, man." So you're not that fast yet, but
north south.
But he does a good job, and so we'll go ahead and talk to Andre a little bit. Andre, tell us a little bit about the defense and how it runs, and what we want to do on defense.
On defense, we just read our keys and stick to how Coach T and Coach Hope and all the coaching staff teach us during practice and stuff. We'll be ready Friday nights during the week.
How has it been adjusting to Coach T this year on defense?
I like Coach T. He's aggressive. He brings the energy when we down and gets us hyped, ready on the field for practice and stuff.
Yep. But tell us about from the offensive side of the ball. I know we're throwing the ball a little bit more than we did last year. How does that play a role into you being a running back? Maybe being a pass first. How do you think that's going to benefit you as a running back?
I think it's going to open up the run when the pass comes. Cause if we can hit both sides of the ball, passing and running, it's going to open big yards. As long as we win, that's all I can.
That's right. And that's exactly what you want. You want kids that are going to be team players. That's one of the reasons Andre is also one of our captains. He just wants to see us do well, and that's the type of players you want to have. Next to Andre is John Carrizales, another senior. John did a number change this year. Last year,
John, you can't wave because you are on YouTube, so that's all right.
John's also one of our returning starters on defense from last season. Last season, he wore number 40. This year, he elected to wear number 3. I gave a lot of the players an option to change their jersey number this year, a one-time deal. And he's one of the few that took up on that. And, he worked hard last year, earning a starting spot, and battled through some injuries this year, but he's kind of worked himself back into that starting role again this year. So excited to have JC on. JC, tell us about a little bit about Giles County and how we've prepared for them this week. What are we going to see from them on offense?
On the film, it was just a lot of passing, a lot of tricks, just basically just a widespread offense this year, completely different from last year.
So playing a defensive back spot, does that get you excited for a game? Does that feel like you're going to be more involved than maybe last week against David Lipscomb where they're running the wing tee?
Oh, it's the dream. Like when you see a passing team, you just get excited. That's all you think about.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. When I was in college and I saw a passing team, I was thinking, man, my coach is going to blitz and I'm going to have to play man-to-man coverage all night. So I wasn't too excited about it necessarily all the time. But, he's come a long way at learning the system. Tell us about the secondary, not necessarily going into depth about the calls, but how is the secondary a little bit different this year?
With Coach T, we had to change up a lot of our calls. It was really different in summertime, learning all these new plays, and especially at that 7-on-7, learning all the stuff. But I feel like we got it this time, and I feel like the boys and me can adjust to it pretty well now, and we could do some damage out there.
Well, good. I know anytime you get a new coach, there's always an adjustment phase, but you can definitely see where we've gone from FCA camp to where we are now as far as, when we were at 7-on-7 camp, we were just trying to run 1 or 2 or 3 coverages.
Right.
And, talking after every play, but I think they've come a long way in the secondary as far as the preparation for it. So I'm excited about both these guys. Both these guys returning starters on defense. Andre's going to get more playing time on offense this year. Good kids. They work hard. So I'm excited to see them playing tomorrow night.
Well, I for one, I know Eddie the same way, and all the parents and supporters of Columbia Lions football, we are really excited about this season.
I know. I tell you what, just the whole preparation for coming up to it. I feel like a lot of people are getting involved in our program and trying to pour their heart and soul into it. And as a coach, I love seeing that. We want to be one of those towns where everybody shuts down on Friday night and comes out to Lindsey Nelson Stadium and supports our kids. Win, lose, or draw, we only get each Friday night one time. And the whole Friday night football atmosphere, there's nothing better I can think of, to be a part of than be a part of the football team and to work hard and to look back, one day and say, man, I did something that was awesome. I did something that was special. And to have our community involved in it, have Truelove's involved in this place, just doing things like this, it's a treat. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a great opportunity for all of us.
And speaking of that, they are not expecting us to do this, but we're going to. Let's give a big round of applause to Kathy and Glenn Truelove for creating the Lions Den. It is a nice place to be.
That's awesome over
These
here.
are way cool digs right here, man.
It's awesome over
very
here.
good.
I enjoy it. I like it. So.
Well, Coach, we thank you for coming in. Players,
Thank
you too.
you.
We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're done for the evening. Eddie?
Over already?
That is it. That is over tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Giles County. Ladies and gentlemen, go Lions!